We're learning through the Nishmas Etta Ahuva Basaka Masechus Kelim Perik Tes Mishnah Hey Charosin, a cheres, broken piece of cheres, shenishtamshe behem mashkin tameim, that was used for mashkin tameim. So the cheres itself is not going to become tam because it's a shavar, but the mashkin inside of it is tamei. V'naful aver hataner, and it fell into a oven. Husak hataner, as soon as the tanner is ignited, then tamei, the tanner becomes tamei. Shesoif mashke lotzes, because the mashke will come out. Meaning, the way Rashi explains this is brought in Nida Samach Beis Amar Beis, that Vadai, the mashke came out. So as opposed to in the last Mishnah, when we use those words, Soif mashke lotzes would be even if it didn't come out. Over there was talking about a svug that we spoke out. It was derech hachnas l'hoitzi, the Lashon Arash. But over here, it's dafka. When it comes out, it's tamei. Let's say it's loy hosak hataner, so it didn't come out yet. So on that, there's machlokes in that Gemara and Nida. Rish Lakish says that by mashkim kalim, meaning if it's not an avatuma, so then like dam magafasay of a zav, so then the oven won't become tamei. But if it's mashkin chamurim, like the actual zav or the roik of a zav, one of the mashkin that has halacha like an avatuma, so then even if it's not husak hataner, it's going to become tamei. Rabbi Yochanan argues and says, no, echa mashkim kalim, echa mashkim chamurim, it's dafka if it's husik in, loy husik loy. The fact that it could come out in this case is not like last Mishnah, it's not going to be metama. And the Gemara further explains that the maskonas HaGemara is that kol heicha de'ini yachal lotzes, in a liquid that can't come out, that's pasha devi akol tar. If it's yachal lotzes v'hikbet alav, a liquid that could come out and you're makbet on it, you don't want it inside, so that would be similar to the last Mishnah, the svug shabal mashkim, then everyone's going to say this for a soif mashke lotzes, and it's going to become tamei even before it's husik hataner. But over here, kipligi, the yachal lotzes v'loy hikbet alav, it's able to come out, but he's not makbet on it. So Reish Lakish held that we say that it is metame, or Rabbi Yochanan held echa mashkin kalim, echa mashkin chamurim, husik in, loy husik loy. V'chein, the Mishnah says, begefes, which is the little parts that's left in the olive after you crush it, the psilus of the zaysim. So it would be the same thing if it's a chadasha, meaning if it was within 12 months, I will be yishana, but if it was already 12 months, this psilus, so then tar, then it's going to become tar. The Rash says, because stama yatsa kol mashkim, stama, all the mashke had already come out. But if you know the mashkin is still going to come out now, then I feel achar shalosh shanim, even if it's 3 years since you already had this psilus, but you put it into the oven, it's husik hatarni, you know for sure somehow that the liquid came out, then nitma, then the oven's going to become tamei. Mishnah Vav, hagefes v'hazugin, so gefes like we just said, psilus zaysim, zugin is by yayin, psilus yayin, shenasu bitara. But here this Mishnah is talking about that they were made bitara, and now, the way the Rush learns, it was dried out already, so it can't become tamei anymore. But Tameim walked on it, people that were tamei walked on it. And then afterwards, liquid came out of it. Tahirin, so that liquid never became tamei. Shemetchila nasa betara. Mishnah ends off with what is a big discussion in the Rambam and Ravid and Hilchus Tumas Meis Perk Chaf Halacha Hey, if you want to check there, but we'll just say it with the Rash's Pirish. Kush Shabala Satzinera. Kush is a long eights, was used for spinning, and the end was a metal hook, and that hook got nivla into the kush, into the wood. So it's metal that's blua into kush. Same thing. Malamed Shabala es, or Malmed Shabala es Hadarvin. It was also used for plowing, but it's also a metal at the end that got absorbed into the darvin, and same thing, leveina shabalos atabas, a brick that's a ring went inside of it. So in the inside is something that could become tamei, and on the outside is something that can't become tamei. Vehein tayrin nichnasu la'oil ameis, and you bring these things into oil ameis. Nitmu, the tabas, the darvin, and the tzinera all become tamei. The Rash explains the imatzel ba'oil hameis ela kli sheyesh lo teich. The halacha of tzamid psil that would save it from becoming tameh is dafka kli sheyesh lo teich. And over here there's no teich, so it won't become. It won't be able to be mitara the fact that it's all surrounded. That's not considered the tour of tzamid psil unless it's a kli sheyesh lo teich. The Rambam, just to hint, is talking about more tuma belua. The fact that it's belua, that doesn't prevent it. We don't say tuma belua over here. He starts off, in belua nitzalin ela bebeten nefesh achaya, only if it's alive, it's swallowed up into a live animal. But beluin beguf kelim v'avanim, but if it's swallowed up into like a salad, so then legabi this halacha of being matzalit minei atuma, that means you walk into a tummy dika place and you want it to remain tar. What's beluin inside of it? It's not going to help. The Mishnah ends off, chayr pasha halacha, what we said before, hesitan hazav, if a zav does hesed on it, so then tzamid psil is not going to help. So nitmu becomes tummy, nafalav ataner tar, if it falls into the airspace of a tar dika oven, tamu it's mitamid oven, naga behen kikar shel truma, but if that's because it's mitamid ba'aver, but if it touches it, then it's not going to be mitamid. So then it's going to be tar, because it's not actually touching it. It's inside, it's muvlas, it's not touching it.